Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kato Sabers. I am your host, Darius Kato, and this is my first video. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be going over some lightsaber designs and some basic concepts that I have drawn over the past couple of days. Taken a few commissions. People have asked me to draw on specific lightsabers, so I went ahead and did that. So we're going to hop right into this. I hope you enjoy. So let's get going here. So here is the first lightsaber that I have drawn as of recently. This is the Kato Padawan. So if you don't know, Darius Kato is the cosplay character that I've created. He is a Kaifer male. That's pretty much all you need to know. I'll go into a later video and explain in detail. So here's the saber here. So starting off at the bottom, we have the power cell. This is obviously responsible for charging the saber. It's kind of like your battery, if you want to consider it like that. Next, we have a conductor. That's what this little thing is right here. It conducts the electricity from the power cell and into the energy conversion chamber. From the energy conversion chamber, it then goes into another conductor and then powers the crystal chamber. Up here we have the activation button, which obviously turns on and off a lightsaber. And then we've got our mag field control area. This is responsible for molding the plasma of the blade to keep it in line. Because as we know, light and energy doesn't stop. So that's what the mag field blade control is for, is to stop the blade from going on forever. And then obviously we just have the emitter here and a few cooling fans because that's going to get really, really hot. So this is the Kato V1. This is the Padawan saber. There's a whole story as to why this is his Padawan saber. Later, he ends up losing it, and so I haven't drawn the V2 yet, but I will be. Moving on to the next saber I drew. This is the Isotropia V1. Isotropia is the Padawan to Darius Kato after he becomes a master. Jedi Knight. Again, long story. I'll do a separate video on my cosplay character eventually. So here's what the hilt looks like without anything. I kind of took the general idea of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, and Mace Windu, and I kind of all smashed them into one to create this. So it's got your control box activation, which I think is pretty cool, and it's a thin neck saber. Everybody likes thin necks. So again, we've got our power cell. Down here is just some basic weight to balance out the saber. So we've got our power cell, energy conversion chamber, obviously our control box, our conductor, crystal chamber, mag field blade control, and then up here is the cooling coil. This one is mighty important on a thin neck because that's going to get really hot. This up here is what the saber looks like from the top. So if you've ever gotten like a real lightsaber, or real I say, the more realistic ones that you can get nowadays, they usually come with a blade plug. So that's pretty much what this blade plug would look like. So that's all for the Isotropia saber. That automatic light is going to drive me nuts. So now, then when I asked one of my friends what he wanted me to do, and so we came up with this. So this is the Taurus V1. This is a double-bladed saber. I kind of took the idea of having a leather wrap, which I thought was a really nice concept. Everybody likes a good wrap on their saber. I'll be doing that to my sabers eventually once I get them. Oops. I just let that slip. Okay, well, future video idea. I have a few sabers coming in that I'll be doing a review on. So we've got our activation switches. It's a slide switch instead of a momentary switch, which I didn't really, I don't know how I felt about that, but he wanted that, so we'll go with it. So up here, it's a double-bladed saber, and so we've got a dual power core here, which sends it to the energy conversion chambers, sends it to a conductor, sends it to a dual crystal chamber, because there's two crystals. And then it goes into the mag field blade control, past the cooling fins and out through the emitter. These can be activated one or the other or both, so that's kind of nice. I think this would be actually really comfortable for dueling. I wish this saber was real because I'd have a lot of fun with this one. Here is what the top would look like, which I think is pretty dope. Those blade plugs that look like that, I've always been fond of. So there's that. Now moving on, he asked me to do a curved blade, so like a Count Dooku style blade, blade and hilt. So here's what I had come up with that. I decided to go with an exposed crystal chamber just because I'd never tried that before. So here's the saber there. We've got the activation switch right here. There's the activation switch. I think this would be a pretty comfortable saber to hold. A little awkward because I've never been a huge fan of like curved blades. Dooku's is the one exception. I also have a D-ring clip here, so I definitely prefer Kovertech, but you know, D-ring for this one seemed to work out better. So down here we have our power cell. It's a little bit different of a power cell here because we've got two. It's a dual power cell system, so we've got focus. Come on, there we go. Okay, so we've got one power cell here and then another one right here. Just because it needs to be smaller to kind of adjust for the larger energy conversion chamber and bigger magfield blade control. So we've got our energy conversion chamber there, our crystal chamber. All those little fins are just basically the connectors to kind of hold in the energy. And then we go through magfield blade control and out through the emitter. Pretty simple stuff. Then there's the top view. So I think that's I'm not necessarily sure how I feel about this one, but I just feel like it fits. I'm not a huge fan of how that like emitter, you know, blade plug style thing came out, but you know, it is what it is. So now moving on to my most recent one. This one actually took up 2 pages because it's a pain in the butt to try to get onto one page. So here's the hilt style. It is a Jedi crossguard style lightsaber. Okay, so we've got there the middle and the side blade plugs. I really like how this one turned out. I didn't think it was going to be this good. I thought it was going to be utter trash, but I really like how this one came out. I did this as a commission for someone as of recently. They asked me to do a crossguard blade just because they were curious to what the internals would look like. Again, this is not actually how they work because they don't exist yet. But this is my concept of how they would work. So there's the hilt design, and now moving on to the internals. So starting off here, we've got our power cell. Pretty self-explanatory. I've been going over that. Power cell into the very small energy conversion chamber. Just because it needs more power, so it's just raw power. That's why the crossguards are even there in the first place. So we've got our crystal chamber here. I like how this crystal chamber turned out more than any other that I've done, so I think I'm going to follow kind of this design more than anything else. And then you're going to notice very commonly there are cooling fins everywhere. Just because of the sheer amount of power that runs through a crossguard style saber, they get very, very hot. So we have the cooling fins to work on cooling those down. Here we've got the, what did I call this? Energy division. So that's what splits it up into either side to make it into the crossguard style saber. Then I've also, on the emitters, I've got these nice little holes in them. I don't know why. I think that's more of just a design preference. I really like how it looks. I mean, just like, look at it. I mean, if that doesn't say cool, I don't know what does. So there's that. Pretty basic stuff. So now I'm going to go into a little bit of an update of what I'm going to be doing with this channel. This is going to be mainly a Star Wars channel. I might do other things on it, but it mainly is going to be for Star Wars stuff. So I've got a few lightsabers from a certain company. I'll explain later once I get them. And so they're on its way right now. I'm going to be doing a review / unboxing of those. And so I think that'll be a lot of fun. That would be my first real lightsaber. Because I've got like empty hilts and stuff, but I need the electronics, the cores, the blades. So all the things that make a lightsaber, I need that. So with that being said, I'm going to be getting lightsabers in here soon, which I'll be posting on the channel. So if you want to be a part of that and to watch more, please be sure to like this video and subscribe down below. That way you will be notified when I start posting videos regularly. Thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with you.